Okay, welcome back to the channel. Now this is one of those little weird things. If you saw my last two that I've uploaded that are titled Short 3 and Short 4, I screwed that up. I was trying to do shorts, kind of, and I didn't realize my son had shown me some different settings for the camera on this phone. One of them was cinematic. I didn't realize that meant it stretched it and showed the black bars. It only works in regular video mode, vertical, for a short. That's my fault. I'm sorry. This one I purposely put in cinematic because I wanted to use the front camera to do something really quick. I mentioned in my original statement of the channel that I didn't just want to be a guitar channel because I'm not good enough or experienced enough to make exclusively content on that. I didn't want to do it a misjustice. So I want to talk about something different today. And I'm going to take these off because I can see the screen. I can see my computer screen in them and it's bugging me. So, SnowRunner. If you don't know what that is, it's a video game. It's one of the few video games I actually play. Not one of these people think, oh, if you're an adult, you can't play video games. Nah. Just, I can't play shooter games because I'm really bad at it, and I get frustrated because I'm really bad at it. I get shot a lot. I used to play with my son. We used to play Call of Duty, and I was just horrible at it. So I find a game I like, I stick with it. SnowRunner is an incredible, cool game. It's a kind of a truck simulator, whatever they call it. Beautiful game. It's very well made. It's very cool. But it has bugs, just like everything else. And it has problems. I want to speak on one specific problem with it right now. They have, okay, first of all, I'm not one of these people that can use the keyboard mouse thing to play a game. I'm Gen X. I grew up with a controller. So, I have to use a controller, even on the computer. I play through Steam, so this may not affect anybody with a console game. It may just be a Steam thing, I don't know. This works with it, but only halfway. 90% of the things that it does well. But there's something in the game that they need to fix. Specifically their winch system. Specifically the quick winch. To me, a quick winch is a cool thing to have. If you're stuck, you could fire it out, connect to something and drag yourself out. It's great. Has a couple problems. First of it being, it shouldn't be proximity. Again, that sounds weird, but I've been told that's the way it's pronounced. So if I'm wrong, sorry. Basically, the way it works is there's a little radius, the length of the cable. It doesn't show you a big glowing green circle that I know of. When you hit the quick winch, there's an invisible circle for the length of the winch you have. And that's, if it's nothing in that circle that it can connect to, it won't let you connect. Problem is, they marked every bush in the woods. Things that would never hold the weight of anything, that immediately rip out of the ground. And there's nothing more frustrating. You're going along, everything's well, you make one slight mistake, you end up stuck in the mud. You hit the button, you fire out a winch, and it connects to a bush. Weirdest thing about it is they've set it to default to the bush, not trees or telephone poles. You could have 5 trees and 3 telephone poles and 50 bushes. If you're trying to do the quick winch, you'll rip up every single one of those 50 bushes before it even thinks about trying to connect to a tree or a telephone pole. I have no idea why it does it. I think it's just to frustrate people. But if that's how you make the game harder for replay value, that ain't how you do it. You're just frustrating people. The reason I say this is because to do the set winch, With the controller only, when you go in the option to manually winch to something, it puts a little white dot on everything that's winchable. Think about that. They've marked every bush in the woods. 500 little white dots pop up. Everything's got a little white dot on it. You can't tell what the dot is on. You can't zoom in, so you can't tell if it's on a bush or a tree behind the bush that's in front of the tree. There's no way to tell. Till you winch, you throw the winch, you think you got the tree, you rip a bush out of the ground. You're still stuck. To scroll through, you have to do... The only workaround I've found is to use this with this. You can drag and click. Problem is, everything's still marked. So you still don't know, as soon as you go to drag it, the marks pop up. So you still don't know if you've got a bush or a tree. So you still have that same problem. Why would you put an attachment point on something that will not hold the weight of a truck in a trucking game? Does that make any sense at all? Even the smallest, wimpiest, lightest scout car, it's a bush. It'll rip out of the ground. And it's gotten worse. I don't know if they tried to fix it at one point, but as you go through the seasons, it gets worse instead of better. Because now, all of a sudden, when it's not enough to just rip it out of the ground, it stays connected. So you're reeling it in, and you're watching this tree, this little bush, and this root just twirl at you, being dragged across the ground. So you release it, try again, it goes to the same one you've already ripped out. You have to manual select something else, or it will keep going back to that same uprooted bush. It's frustrating. You can make a good game, you can make a bad game with good qualities. As long as you have enough good qualities in a game, it doesn't have to be perfect, because there are no perfect games. It can have downsides to it. But when the downsides seem to be purposefully horrible for no real reason, and they're getting ready to release season 13. It's an incredibly cool game. They just need to fix the winch system and a couple other bugs. While I'm at it, I'll go ahead and throw out another point that baffles me for some reason. They allow you to do mods. There's a whole mod community. It's great. They seem to work against the mod creators. They favor their vanilla trucks, that's what they're called, the in-game trucks, over the mod trucks. And you know how I know this is because you'll have a mod truck, and when a vanilla truck runs perfectly, the physics make perfect sense. It drives the way it drives, the way it bounces, the way it, the way the suspension and everything works, it makes total sense. But if you're in a mod truck, all of a sudden it's like you're on balloon tires filled with helium. It bounces to the point it rolls. You have to fight against it rolling you over for no reason on terrain that a vanilla truck will just drive right through. All of a sudden you're in a mod truck and it just acts like it's trying to roll you over. They did an update a while back, and a lot of my favorite mod trucks were pretty much neutered. They had these overpowered engines which allow you to go places faster and carry more things. I personally like that. I'm not trying to compete against anybody. I'm just having fun and enjoying a video game. I like mods. They make the game more fun for me. But all of a sudden, one of my favorite trucks, which is a massive 8-wheel or 10-wheel truck, all of a sudden you can only get it in the vanilla engine from the car that it was based on, which is a little tiny car, a scout car. And they built this giant truck around it and put an overpowered engine in it to haul the weight. Would you want a Mack truck with a little 3-cylinder Geo Metro engine in it? Wouldn't work very well. But that's pretty much what they've done to it. But that's for the modders to figure out, and I'm not one of them. So, anyway, the only other thing I could think of that really bugs me about the game is the fact that there are glitches in it that should have been fixed a long time ago. There's no way, for me personally, at least I haven't figured it out, a way to get 100% on the game, because time trials, whatever they are, and there's side missions. To get 100%, you need to get all those. I didn't realize this at the time. I was skipping them because they seemed kind of dumb, and I just wanted to go pick up the stuff and take it where it goes and drop it off, kind of thing. Building bridges and roads and rock slides, because I was pretty close. I was in the low 90s. I thought, man, I can get 100% on this game. So I went back to the beginning and I started running all the little side time trial things. I got all the way up to 99%. There were only 3 time trials left. If you fail the mission the first time, it will not reload and let you replay it. So there's no way to get 100% unless you can, and they won't let you. That sucks. If you have watched this, thank you very much for watching it. And I will try to make a lot better content later. And I'm feeling better. I'm going to try to make some guitar videos later on today. And get some better content. In the meantime, thanks for watching. If you have, especially if you made it all the way to the end of this rant, thank you very much. See you next time.